Okay, I just want to give you a little pre-podcast look. So I'm in my basement, and this is where my gun shop, Ron's Hunting Supply, used to be, my hunting shop. And it's about 2,000 square feet here in the basement. And you can hear it's empty. I'm on the far side where the shotgun display used to be, and the optics, scopes, red dots were displayed with cases here up the wall. These actually are the bottoms of the cases that were used for displays. We're probably going to use these cases. I've got, looks like 3 of them, 3 nice cases for base, for tables. We're going to set up in this area, and I just wanted you to hear and see the beginning phase of Ron's Outdoor Adventures podcast. Yes, we have a YouTube channel that has almost 1,400 subscribers. So we've gone over that plateau, over that goal of 1,000 that YouTube wants you to have in order to get benefits. And we haven't taken advantage of any of those benefits. We're not getting paid for this. We haven't submitted anything to further our YouTube channel prosperity, I guess is what you would call it. But anyway, what we're going to try and do is hope to tie it in to Ron's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel, and maybe use these new videos that we're going to do in a podcast format, so we can reach other viewers that search for podcasts. I've done some basic podcast research, and it just is pretty basic. I mean, it's pretty much what I've been doing for the last 3-4 years on YouTube, creating the channel, I'd never called them gun reviews, but I always advertised and marketed certain firearms that were in the store through my YouTube channel. So what are we going to do here? What are we going to do on the podcast? And what are we going to do to further the YouTube channel? Well, we still are hunters. We still are fishermen. We still love to camp. We like to get outdoors. And that's the general topic, I think, is that we're gonna zoom in and focus on is outdoors. And occasionally, I think we might do some things indoors. We may go to a indoor range. We may do a lot of different things that maybe are happening indoors. Our podcast, obviously, the majority of the podcast here is going to be here indoors. But we will be talking to individuals that are specialists in their field of what they do outdoors. What is that? Well, because of my store, Ron's Hunting Supply here, and my other store back home, Crown Point Dog Supply, Crown Point Kennels, I met a lot of people. And I'm going to bring those people in, and we're going to have one, maybe two, possibly three, maybe at the most, guests. So we're going to set it up so we can do the maximum of what we want to do. So the setup is going to be mics. It's going to be headsets. Going to look like a podcast. And we're going to talk about topics of interest within the outdoor scheme. Hunting. Various. Obviously big game. I got bear hunters. I've got deer hunters. I've got bear hunters that don't hunt with dogs. I've got bear hunters that do hunt with dogs. I've got deer hunters that hunt with dogs. I got deer hunters that don't hunt with dogs. I've got hunters that are in tree stands. I've got hunters that are in land blinds. I've got hunters that stalk. I've got hunters that sit and drive. Various styles that we can talk about. Big game. More than that too. We got some guys that run coyote dogs. We got guys that run fox dogs. We have small game folks that run rabbit dogs. We've got squirrel dogs. And is it going to be all dogs? No. But that's in there. We have people that don't have dogs and they just go out and they just sit in the woods and they watch the game and during the season and the proper way of hunting them in that season and the limits that they have of the number of game that they can take. That's all there. We probably will talk a little bit about that too. We'll talk about seasons and trying to think of that word. It's escaping me. Limits, game limits within a breed species that we're hunting. We're going to talk about rifles. We're going to talk about shotguns. We're going to talk about pistols. We're going to talk about archery and different forms of archery. There's a lot to cover just in that hunting scheme. Fishing, wide open. We have a lot of fishermen here. Have a lot of fishermen back home that we can communicate with. And this is going to not only be live, but I'm going to try and educate myself on how to do a podcast interview virtual. So we might be talking to someone back home in the wintertime that is gearing up and getting ready to put their shanty on the ice of Lake Champlain, where we're from. Might be virtually talking to someone that fly fishes anywhere in the continental United States. So we're going to leave that wide open. It's going to be wide open. We like to camp, different forms of camping. There's from primitive all the way up to, 40-foot RVs, fifth wheels, right on down to sleeping on the ground with a rollout mat or air mattress, in a tent or in a hammock, and all aspects in between. Hikers. A lot of my oldest daughter and her family, they like to hike. We might bring someone in and open up a podcast about hiking here locally or hiking back in the Adirondacks where we're from and how, the 46ers are very active in the high peaks up in the Adirondacks and, again, virtual type things. But I really would like to bring people in here and have one-on-one, 1-2, 1-3 type ratios of visitors that come in, that want to come in and talk about what they love in the outdoors. So I've got a rather large area here. I've got a 2,000 square foot basement. And this area that I'm sitting in yes, it's probably very tunnel type sound, and I wanted you to hear that now, because right now all I'm videoing on is my iPhone 17. Yes, it's a 17. It's the top of the line iPhone right now in the world, but it's really not a professional camera that is made to do this. Microphones. I don't have a microphone. The microphone is catching my voice through the iPhone right now. You hear maybe some vibrating reverb type of sound, maybe, unless this phone is helping that and taking care of that. And that's because these are concrete walls. I have a concrete floor. So we're going to be doing some things to take care of that. Soundproofing. Gonna put some carpet down. Put some things on the walls to catch the vibrations of our voices, particularly when we go to microphones. And decorations. You know, we're gonna, right now it's a plain, you know, this is about as plain as it's gonna get. And as we progress and we work into this new venture at Ron's Outdoor Adventures, now incorporating a podcast, I want to show today, day one, and then move on and show the progress. Will it happen tomorrow? I don't know. Will it how soon will this progress? I don't know. I have a budget. I'm ready to go and spend some money to do it. I need some guidance. I need some advice so I don't step out and do things wrong right off the bat. So if someone is watching this and they saw that it is a podcast type video and they're podcast intermediates or professionals and they can help me out and give me some advice, please connect with me through Messenger, or I have an email address, ronsiver@gmail.com, RONSIVER@gmail.com. And once we move forward in that, I can give you my phone number through one of those media avenues. So this is a big area, large area. So we're going to put the studio over here in this corner. And in the other areas of the basement, I'm going to design a lounge. So if people come to visit, we'll have a place for them to relax, you know, sit down, get acquainted, have some drinks, some coffee, some whatever, and just things to snack on, you know, and to communicate and to make our interviewers feel relaxed and get them in here and create a good podcast for those that are interested in our topic that we'll be talking about on that day. Now, I am a believer. I'm a Christian man. I serve the Lord at a wonderful church, Thomas Road Baptist Church. I'm a Gideon. I distribute God's word in the public. And we will be giving God the glory in this podcast. We will be doing that. And may we read some scripture now and then? Probably. Will I have a Bible on the table? Probably. And, you know, if you have any questions in regards to that, I'm always open to discuss them with you. So, pretty much that's what's on my mind today. And I'm going to just make this short and sweet and just let you know what I'm thinking about. And right now I'm designing it in my mind and planning it. And I haven't started spending any money yet. I've got some people that I'm talking to that already have a podcast studio set up, and I'm just looking for some guidance and direction. If you're one of those as well, feel free to contact me. I'll be posting this video on my YouTube channel, and I will be posting this on my Facebook page at Ron Siver, RONSIVER. All right, so if you're the one that has some advice, give it to me. Let's keep it tactful and helpful. And I will take everything into consideration, and I would greatly appreciate it. And we can get moving on with this and get some nice interviews, podcasts going to distribute some really good information out to those of you that want to learn more about the outdoors. All right. So again, thanks a lot. And again, I'm doing everything manual here. So I got to get up, turn the button on to turn this off. I get up, turn the button to turn it on. So that's where we're at right now. We were at ground level, just getting off the ground and kicking this off. And this video is much like the videos that I have currently on my YouTube channel at Ron's Outdoor Adventures, and my old named YouTube channel, which is the same channel, just renamed it Ron's Hunting Supply. All right, so let me know, and I will be back, I don't know when, with some updates and show you how I'm moving along in this process. Have a blessed day.